KSAN News at 5.
Good evening and welcome back to KSAN News at 5. I'm Mark Brown in for Lizette Hernandez. We do have a special guest on the show as of now. His name is Dr. Ahmad Nooristani, who's here to actually promote one of his products called Balance 7. So how's it going, Dr. Nooristani?
Well, Mark, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be part of what you guys do, and I'm very excited to educate our audience about the danger of acidosis.
So what necessarily is Balance 7?
So Balance 7 is a highly concentrated alkaline product that is 1,500 times stronger than any alkaline product out there, and it's about 500 times stronger than the natural water that you drink. Now, what it does, why we worried about, why do we care about Balance 7 or high pH or alkaline supplements? So there's a phenomenon called chronic low metabolic acidosis that is really linked to all the diseases that we know so far. That includes your metabolic syndrome like hypertension, diabetes, coronary disease, multitude different type of cancer, chronic kidney disease, and the list goes on and on and on and on. So people think, how do we get that? Why, how does that affect me? How does it impact me? How do I make sure that I don't have that? So the answer goes back to how we eat and whether we exercise, whether we have proper regimen of diet or not. We live in a society where everything is fast-paced, refined, processed. All of that leads to that low chronic metabolic acidosis. So what can we do to reverse that so we don't end up having hypertension, we don't end up having diabetes, heart disease, and cancers? The answer is, simple. Make sure that you eat a healthy diet that involves more of vegetables and fruit as opposed to refined food, but also supplement comes to make a big part of it. And those supplements are alkaline supplements. There are many of them out there, but obviously Balance 7 completely separate itself because of how potent it is. You take only 1 ounce of this 3 times a day, and it will send shocks of alkalinity through your body. And hopefully through time, it will bring your pH back to balance so you can lead a healthy life.
So what are the risk factors when taking Balance 7, if there's any?
There's none. There's no known factor. We have sold over 6 million bottles of this, and we have not had a single complaint about that. Now, some people complain a little bit about the taste of it is peculiar, but there's a reason for that, because if it doesn't taste really good to you, that tells your body is not in balance, because the acidity within your body is significantly higher, especially in your oral mucosa.
So I did a little research before interviewing you, and I noticed that it had something to do with people taking this supplement prior to like any fitness activity or any physical activity as far as sports or anything like that. So how would it benefit anybody that's an athlete?
Well, an athlete, that's a great question. Thank you, Mark. So an athlete, when you exercise, your body uses what's called aerobic processes where they, get the oxygen. But once you exert yourself for an extended period of time, your body shift gear, goes to anaerobic energy source, and that produces what's called a lactic acid. And that lactic acid becomes limiting factor. And a lot of athletes, obviously muscle cramping, fatigue, everything is part of that. So by taking this supplement, it will help out clear this lactic acid faster. Not only helps it to clear it faster, but stops it from happening to begin with. So you will get a dual benefit, not only on stamina and sustainability, but also the recovery phase is great.
Well, Dr. Nooristani, we appreciate all the information you provided us with, but we're running low on time. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, that was Dr. Ahmad Nooristani advocating for Balance 7. It was great having you on air.
Thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate your time.
And we'll have more KSAN news right after the break.
This portion of the news